Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Week 8 College Football Moneyline Parlay. And I'm Mr. Mini Hats. We did good last week. We won. We got extremely lucky, but we'll take it. So let's quickly recap. How do we start? How do we unpack this? What happened last week? So we had UNLV. They dusted off Utah State. That was pretty easy. They were up big, and they let them back in the game. Second half, they kind of went to sleep, but they won. Clemson beat Wake Forest. That was easy. Illinois, how about that? Up 23 points in the third quarter, and just completely collapsed and almost lost the game. And Purdue went for it in overtime. Purdue went for two, and they didn't get it, so we could have lost that. That's one game we could have lost. We had Monroe. They dusted off Southern Miss. That was pretty easy. Tennessee, they needed overtime to beat Florida. That was a tough game all the way through, but they came through in overtime. I thought I was going to lose. I thought we were going to lose when he made that 3rd and 19. 3rd and 19, and he threw a touchdown on 3rd and 19. And I said, oh, no. It's one of those days, but they got the win in overtime. So we could have lost that one. That's two games we got lucky with. Syracuse was pretty easy. Dusting off NC State. Pittsburgh almost gave that game up to Cal. Cal marching down. Could have beat them easily. We got out of there with a 2-point win. So that's 3 games. And then the last game, the cherry on the pie was Minnesota down 10-0 at halftime against UCLA. And to come down and on the last possession of the game to come down and win the game with 20-something seconds left, I believe that was pretty sweet. So that's about as lucky as you can get. Okay, to have 4 games on one ticket that all go your way on one ticket. We could have lost either one of those games. So we picked up a nice piece of spoil there. That was we rocked the baby there. That was 6.8 units, I believe. So for the year, we're up 7.49 units. We were up 1.31 units. We picked up 6.18 units, so that's 7.49 units. That's pretty strong. And let me just go into that. I mean, we're already in week 8, right? Now, we're going to do 2 parlays this week. So we're going to use 2 units. But we're up 7.5 units. And there's 6 more weeks left, basically. So, well, for the exception of this week, we're going to do 1 unit a week, 2 units on some weeks. But basically, I mean, we're basically free rolling the rest of the way. I mean, we're up 7.5 units, like I said, with 6 weeks to go. You can't lose. We're in a great position, so that's why we're using 2. We're going to do 2 parlays this week because we're up and we can kind of take some shots and take some asymmetrical risks now that we're up. And like I said, we're taking 2 units, and we're not up big, but we're in a pretty good spot. It's pretty good where you could say that you can lose the rest of the way and you're still going to break even. I mean, you lose the rest of the parlays for the rest of the season, and we didn't walk away losing anything. We might even come out a unit ahead. That's if we lose every last one, and I don't plan on losing every last one. I plan on being up 20 to 30 units, maybe more, and prove that yes, you can do nothing but money line parlays for a whole season, and you can win. And this can be done in basketball for sure. I mean, it's even better because you have something to bet every day. This you can only do once a week. Basketball you can do every day. So basketball is coming up, and so look for that. So we'll take the win. Like I said, plus 749 units on the year. With 3 and 4, the record is really irrelevant. 3-4 on the year. I mean, the record is irrelevant when you're betting like this. This is all about how many units you are up. So let's get into this week. The first game, we're taking BYU minus 325. They're playing Oklahoma State and at home. And BYU, they passed a test this week and beating Arizona the way they did. A lot of people out there, including myself, was thinking that BYU was kind of fugazi and they were getting lucky. Not getting lucky like how they won that Kansas State game with all the turnovers and they're just having bounces go their way and their scores are not really indicative of the games, but that wasn't the case. And they went out and they were down 7-0 out the gate to Arizona and they came back. And they did get a couple of fluky turnovers, like the Kansas State game, the back-to-back turnovers, and that can really help run the score. But they won that game, and a lot of the sharps, including myself, I didn't bet that game, but they were betting Arizona. That line was BYU 5, I believe. They bet that line all the way down to 3. And I agree with it, but I didn't bet the game. If I had to, I would have taken Arizona because I thought there were some questions with BYU, but they answered those questions. So they're gonna beat Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy, his message is getting kind of worn out down there in Oklahoma State. They need a new voice, in my opinion. They don't have a good team. They don't have any fight, especially to go on the road in a game like this and to win. I watched that game when they played Oklahoma State and the way they played. I mean, not that game they played West Virginia, and they just there's something up with that team. But they're not going to beat BYU on the road. So we got BYU. We got Army. This is pretty easy at home to beat East Carolina minus 614. I had East Carolina last week on the road against on the spread against Charlotte, and they just got the doors blown off of them. And they're not who I thought they were, and they got no shot to go on the road and beat Army. So we got Army minus 614. Next game is Notre Dame to go on the road, minus 462 to beat Georgia Tech. Next game is Washington State to dust off Hawaii, minus 1,300 at home. That's pretty easy, should be pretty easy. Next game is California to get had a lot of close losses. Another close loss against Pittsburgh. We had Pittsburgh on the money line ticket last week, and we won. Now we're going to take Cal to dust off NC State at home, minus 359. Even if Grayson McCall comes back for NC State, they're not going to beat Cal, okay? Navy, pretty self-explanatory, minus 759 to beat Charlotte at home. San Jose State to beat Wyoming, minus 413. Texas A&M minus 662 to beat Mississippi State. Iowa State minus 689 to beat Central Florida. Central Florida is kind of an anomaly. I don't know what's up with KJ Jefferson and them. He was pretty solid at Arkansas, and he's got a lot of talent. The fifth-year senior KJ Jefferson, quarterback for Central Florida. Transfer from Arkansas. He's shown some. Is he NFL talent? Probably not at this point, but he's shown. He's shown some sparks. Anyway, he's maybe it's not all on him, but I expected a little bit more from Central Florida with him going over there. So, but they're not going to beat Iowa State. So we got Iowa State minus 589. The last game we got is SMU to dust off Stanford minus 662. And that's a multiplier of 4.55. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Yes, 4.55 leverage multiplier. So let's recap quickly. BYU minus 325. East Carolina minus 614. Georgia Tech minus 4. Excuse me, not Georgia Tech. Notre Dame minus 462 against Georgia Tech. Washington State minus 1,300. California minus 359. Navy minus 759. San Jose State minus 413. Texas A&M minus 662. Iowa State minus 589. SMU minus 662. 10 teams, 4.55 leverage. So there it is. That's your Week 8 college football money line parlay. And so here's the second one. The second one is we're gonna do a spread total money line parlay combo. Okay, we're gonna go for the jugular. So the first game, we're gonna take Army on the spread minus 15.5. Who they play? Yeah, playing East Carolina, like I said. Next game, we're gonna take Utah State, New Mexico State over 78.5. Next game, we're gonna take Miami, Louisville over 61. Next game is UNLV over 61.5. Where is that? Yeah, playing Oregon State. UNLV, Oregon State over 61.5. Then here's the money line stuff. BYU minus 355. Notre Dame, same stuff we just bet. Notre Dame minus 462. Cal minus 359. Texas A&M minus 662. Iowa State minus 589. SMU minus 662. That's got a multiplier of 40.87. So we hey, we hit one of these, we're gonna be up not only for this season but for next season too. And these things, as well as I did last week on the spread, I should have did one of these actually. So let's go over that again quickly. Army minus 15.5. Utah State over 78.5. Miami over 61. UNLV over 61.5. BYU minus 355. Notre Dame minus 462. Cal minus 359. Texas A&M minus 662. Iowa State minus 589. SMU minus 662. 40.87 leverage. So there's your Week 8 college football spread total money line parlay. And that'll do it for this week. So there you have your Week 8 college football money line parlay and your Week 8 college football spread total money line parlay. Good luck, everybody.